So in this video we shall discuss about how the microorganisms are useful and harmful to us. So first we shall discuss about the benefits of microorganisms. Microorganisms are very important component of life on earth. Not all microbes are pathogenic. There are many microbes which are useful to human beings. We use microbes to produce uh, produce foods to produce foods, not only foods, medicines, food medicines and many other things. So microbes are also ecologically important because it helps the environment to maintain its stability and also helps in cleaning the environmental pollution. So let us first discuss one by one the benefits of microorganisms. So there are certain bacteria which are used to help or which are used to make uh, dairy products such as curd and cheese. Bacteria called lactobacilli actually helps in making this curd. As you know, the curd is made from milk. So the milk contains a sugar called lactose, and this lactose is converted into acid called lactic acid, and this conversion is done by this bacteria called lactobacilli. So so this lactic acid causes the milk of the causes the coagulation of the milk, and thus it converts the milk into curd. Similarly, there are other types of bacteria like lactobacilli which are used to make cheese. So the bacteria which are used to make dairy products such as curd, cheese are called lactic acid bacteria. Commonly they are called lactic acid bacteria. Now we shall discuss about the production of bread. How the breads are actually produced. So a microorganisms called fungi helps in making bread. A class of fungi called yeast actually helps in production of bread. So now bread is the most commonly used food items in our daily life. Now we shall discuss how these microorganisms actually help in this production of bread. So first of all, a solution of sugar and a yeast is made with water. Then this solution is mixed thoroughly with this flour. This flour can be maida or atta. So this mixing of this solution with the flour is called kneading. This is called kneading. So on kneading of the flour, dough is formed. So when the dough is formed, the dough is allowed to stand for 2 to 3 hours by covering it with a moist cloth in a warm place. So after 2 to 3 hours, we will observe that the size of the dough increases a little bit than the previous shape. So the volume of the dough increases because this yeast breaks down the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide, and this process of breaking down of the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide is called fermentation. So the increased volume of dough actually is caused by the this carbon dioxide. As we know that carbon dioxide is a gas, so it always tends to escape into the atmosphere. So in this process, oxygen bubbles are made inside the dough, so which causes the dough to rise in size. So when this fermented dough is baked, allowed to bake, it makes the bread soft and fluffy. So thus this microorganisms helps in making bread. The yeast which is used for making bread is called Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and is also called baker's yeast. microorganisms also helps in the production of alcohol and wine. So as we know that since yeast can breaks down the sugar into alcohol, so for the production of alcohol in wine, it uses the process of fermentation. So for the production of alcohol in wine, the yeast is allowed to grow on natural sugars such as barley, wheat, rice and fruit juices. So alcohol are actually made from the sugars produced from barley, wheat and rice, and these wines are actually made from fruit juices. Now we shall discuss how the microorganisms are used in manufacture of medicines and vaccines. So microorganisms have made a remarkable contribution to the field of medical science and thus helps in saving millions of lives throughout the world. Now, back in 1928, a scientist called Alexander Fleming has discovered the first antibiotics called penicillin. Now, what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are the medicine that stop the growth of disease-causing microorganisms. So, it helps to fight against the disease microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, etc. Some examples of antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline, and penicillin, etc. There are many more uh, antibiotics that are discovered till now. So, tablets called vitamin B complex are also made from bacteria and yeast. And there is a medicine called insulin, which is used for diabetic patient. It's actually made from a bacteria called Escherichia coli. Vaccines are also made from microorganisms. Vaccines are prepared to fight against diseases which are caused by virus. Vaccines are made from either dead or weakened virus itself causing the particular disease. For example, a polio vaccine is made from polio virus and rabies vaccine is made from rabies virus. Another common trending example is that the corona vaccines such as Covishield or Covaxins are made from the coronavirus itself. So what happens in the production of vaccine is that in the production of vaccine, the vaccines are made from either the small portion of the virus such as proteins, or the virus is made inactive so that uh, so that the virus cannot affect our body. So vaccines are either taken orally such as polio vaccine, or it can be taken through by injections. Whenever a person is injected with the vaccines, it boosts the immune system of the body. Now what is the immune system? Immune system is the natural ability of our body to fight against the diseases. The immune system actually produces something called antibodies which defend our body from harmful microorganisms from entering our body. There are thousands of antibodies present in our body. For every particular disease, there are different antibodies present in our body. So whenever a known viruses or diseases attacks our body, the immune system immediately produces that particular antibody to defend against that particular disease. So suppose if a person is injected with a rabies vaccine, it actually introduces either the dead or inactive part of the virus, inactive part of the rabies virus into our body. So the presence of this inactive virus in the body causes the immune system to produce antibodies effective against that disease. Thus, in this way, vaccines are important for curing the diseases caused by the viruses. Biological importance of microorganisms. Microorganisms have been playing a very important role in our environment. There are many benefits of microorganisms in our environment, and here we have discussed some of them. The first one is nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is an essential element for both plants and animals. Although the nitrogen is the most abundant gas in our atmosphere, it cannot be directly used by plants and animals. So this nitrogen is very useful to plants because it helps to produce the organic molecules like proteins. As plants and animals cannot directly use the atmospheric nitrogen, so it involves a series of processes which involves the conversion of nitrogen into various other nitrogen compounds which are usable by the plants. So in this process the microorganisms plays a very important role. So we will discuss how. Now the very first step of nitrogen cycle is the nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation occurs by either by the action of lightning and by the action of microorganisms. Though the most of the nitrogen fixation is done by the action of microorganisms, and by the action of lightning only 5 to 6% of nitrogen fixation is done. So first we shall discuss the how lightning helps in fixing the nitrogen. Also, when lightning comes, it produces a large amount of heat energy, which cause the atmospheric nitrogen to break. So when the atmospheric nitrogen breaks, it combines with the atmospheric oxygen to form nitrogen oxides, and this nitrogen oxide dissolves in the rain to form nitrates, and thus when the rain reaches the ground, these nitrates are fixed in the soil, which are then used by the plants. In this way, the lightning helps in fixing atmospheric nitrogen gas. Now, nitrogen fixation by the action of microorganisms. There are certain microorganisms such as symbiotic bacteria and some blue-green algae which can fix the atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into nitrogenous compounds. Nitrogen compounds such as nitrates and ammoniums that can be used by the plants. So these nitrogenous compounds are soluble in water and absorbed by the plants through the roots along with water. So hence other living organisms depending on plants for food also consumes nitrogen indirectly through food chain. Now the next we shall discuss about nitrification. The remains of dead plants and animals and animal waste are decomposed by certain type of soil bacteria and fungi. Such microorganisms convert organic nitrogen in the dead remains and convert them into nitrates. This process is known as nitrification. Hence, nitrogen compounds are recycled back into the soil available for the plants. Now the last step is the denitrification. There are certain bacteria which lives in waterlogged soil, and this type of bacteria converts the nitrates into nitrogen gas, and this nitrogen gas is released back into the atmosphere ready to begin the cycle again. Thus this process goes on and on. Thus we can say that nitrogen cycle is a continuous process, and the soil is supplied continuously with nitrate molecules which are beneficial to both plants and animals. Thus in this way microorganisms plays an important role in the nitrogen cycle. Microorganisms also help in increasing the soil fertility. There are certain bacteria and fungi which decomposes organic matter such as dead remains of plants and animals, etc., and they form a dark organic matter called humus. This humus is rich in nutrients and increases the water holding capacity of the soil. And thus, we can say that humus helps in increasing the soil fertility. And now the next important application of microorganism is that there are certain microscopic algae which can produce food. Moreover, they can also produce large amount of oxygen, especially in the marine environment. This microscopic algae helps in sustaining the life on our earth. So these were the certain benefits of microorganisms. So in the next video I shall discuss about the harmful effects of microorganisms. So thank you.